for it already. Steph?
At now just about 11 past the hour, a scientific breakthrough in the study of insects and how they cope with the weather. Ever wonder how a mosquito can fly and even feed on you when it's raining? A group of researchers at the Georgia Institute of Technology, Georgia Tech, now have an answer. Using high-speed cameras, they filmed, you can see it here, the insects dodging raindrops, or actually getting hit by raindrops. And raindrops are more than 50 times the mass of the average mosquito. The solution has less to do with the mosquito's flying ability and more to do with inertia. So joining us now is Dr. Hugh, who is a part of the research development here, research department on this. First, let's talk about inertia. A lot of people are saying, okay, what is inertia? That's a really big word. Basically, an object will remain at rest or in motion unless it is acted upon by an external force, right?
That's correct. Inertia is proportional to the insect's mass. So the lighter it is, the less of the ability that it has to stop the raindrop.
Okay. So tell us about this study. Why did you decide to study insects and mosquitoes particularly in a rainstorm?
So our lab focuses on what we call biologically inspired design, and we're interested in building better robots. And to do that, we actually look at nature, because nature's come up with a lot of solutions to solve what we need robots to do.
So how exactly does this work? How exactly can they fly? I know you have a little example to show us here. You have a little baby's toy and...
Okay. So this is my son's favorite chew toy, and this is my dog's favorite chew toy. This is going to be the drop, and this is the mosquito. And so what you typically see when a drop comes down, it'll splash on objects and generate a huge force. But the mosquito, what happens is most often it hits its wings, and so it'll just, because it has so little inertia, it'll just cause it to spin. And the drop keeps on going. It doesn't lose any momentum at all. So the mosquito feels very, very little force, and it can keep on flying. What
practical application do you have now after doing this study? I mean, can you apply this to the real world in any sense?
Well, basically, now we understand how the robot or mosquito flying object's mass impacts how much force it feels when it hits a flying drop. So I think we can tell designers of robots how big they should build these things so they can contend with
You can build a robot as small as a mosquito?
Well, we've built things called robo-striders, which are about this big. They can walk on water. So building things to fly in the rain is something other labs are doing, but it's also possible.
Now, let's talk about maybe other animals or insects. I mean, birds, they don't fly in the rain, right? Or butterflies, they can't fly in the rain, correct?
They can. It depends on if you go from drizzle to heavy rain.
Okay.
So what we found is that insects don't try to avoid the storms. They'll just...
Well, because it's fun. If they're flipping around like that, it's kind of like, you know...
But they recover. I mean, they get hit and they recover and keep flying.
And that's the surprising thing. When they get hit, because the insects are so light, they can get up to 30 to 300 times the force of gravity during that impact. But it's only for a millisecond. So over that short time, they can get a huge amount of force, but then after that, they continue flying.
How did you happen to film mosquitoes getting hit by raindrops?
Well, we went to the Center of Disease Control, which has a ton of different mosquitoes and other insects, and we built a high-speed video chamber where we had them flying as they would like, and we basically hit them with raindrops from height in our lab.
It's a cool video. We've never seen anything like it. It's remarkable stuff.
All right, Dr. Hu, thank you so much, and we look forward to, I don't know, little bitty robots of some sort.
Now we've got to find out a way to stop them from biting us during a rainstorm. If you could work on that, that would be great.
Or us flying through rain.
Maybe that's it. Dr. Hu, thank you. More of your weather today to come right after this. Stick around.